Good day, everyone. My name is Oluyinka Oladele, and you welcome back to our series of this video podcast. We are talking about the cancer in the African Canadian. Today, my guest is my big sister. I call her Auntie Oluyinka Marcus. So, Auntie, you are welcome.
Thank you. So good to be here with you. Like you said, my name is Oluyinka also, Marcus, and I am a mother of 2 grown children. I have a daughter-in-law and a little grandbaby. And my husband too. We work together in a lot of ways. And we're so good to be here.
Yeah, thank you. I know you are a survivor who is thriving and who have kind of adjusted your lifestyle to be able to help and support other people. I'm not trying to whip up emotion, but today we just want to talk generally about this the prevalence of cancer in our community. How can we help? What can we do? How should we let people know that there is help for them? So this is just going to be a conversation. And like I said, whatever you feel comfortable talking about. So let's start.
Okay. So adjusting, it's has been quite a while now. And at that time when I was diagnosed, there were a couple of people that I heard died of cancer and in the community. And so it wasn't like it affected me that way, that, oh, am I going to die or whatever? But it was after they died that we knew that they had cancer, And so at least 2 people that I knew back then, and they were women too. And so it struck me that, we didn't even know they were sick. We didn't know anything was happening. And again, there was no support group for anyone at that time. I had kind of just connected with the Canadian Cancer Society at some point, where I actually did a fundraiser for them. And I got to know some of them there. And so I had that connection. And that connection actually brought me to talk more about it. Some of the people that were invited to that fundraiser actually was my birthday. And so I used that as a forum, as a platform to talk about cancer. And I invited some of those who worked there at the Cancer Society. They came and they talked a little bit about it, and we talked about nutrition, how to eat better, and things like that, just to make a kind of an impact and to create awareness in the community.
Wow. Like you said, it's been a while. And in this community, we are from the same community. We are both from Nigeria community. And our community, we've lost a lot of people. People have died. I remember one big auntie died. I've seen her, I think the week prior, she came to my shop. And I said, auntie, you're wearing wig. Your wig is upside, like the front was at the back. And I said, what happened to your wig? I was going to change it, like airpad to adjust it. She just quickly did it. I'm like, She used to be a very friendly, like outgoing. The one day I was just trying to close my garage, then somebody called her, she passed. I'm like, no, it's not possible. That thing affected us, it affected my staff, because we were all working together with her in one of our businesses. So we realized that many people kind of conceal these things in the community. And we are all from the African community. So what can you say about the taboo in our community, and how can we overcome it?
The taboo, of course, has a lot to do with shame. It has a lot to do with like me. Why should it happen to me? And it has something also to do with the secrecy. We're very secretive. We're so we don't want to say things out. But it's like don't put all your garment or your skeleton out of the cupboard, or something like that. And so we have those three things happening, and so some to different levels, right? Everybody has their own level of that. And so even during mine, I selected the people I told in the community. And of course, some of them didn't tell anybody. I didn't mind if they told anyone else, but they thought, oh, we're not going to tell, because if she hears that we told this X, Y, Z, she may not like it. But the reason I selected was because of my faith, because I just wanted people who would pray with me, who would, be there and visit and all that. I told my church pastors and the church leadership, because at that time I was really close with the church leadership there, and a lot of people at the church knew. But then again, looking back now, I think that learning a lot of things about cancer and the taboo of it that actually affected most of us way back then, I would have just come to the platform and said, yeah, hey, I'm dealing with this. And also, one of the reasons that people keep it to themselves is because of the communal living that we have, whereby we don't know when to visit and not. We think, oh yeah, I'm so nice, I'm so kind, I should visit. And so maybe at the time when they're visiting, just don't want any visiting.
Maybe you want to sleep or you want to rest or something.
No, it's like how we do when people die, or when you have kids or babies, and mother wants to sleep, and you're knocking on the door. Oh, I came to visit. No, wrong time. And so that's another thing that people just need to understand, that you need to wait until somebody is ready for a visit. You just ask, are you up to visiting? Yes, come. So those are the areas where we need to address, even within the community, to understand some things. First of all, yes, if they don't tell you, it's nothing wrong. Of course they've told some people, so don't get mad at that. Then the other one is that try to ask if you can come, or if it's okay, or what time is okay, or what day is okay to visit. And so the taboo there that has to do with shame is another level, where I remember, so I dealt with the shame too, because at that time I was praying for people. I told you I was part of church, involved in leadership, and we pray for people. We do all this, prayer ministry, inner healing, and all of that. Actually, at that time, I was just launching my ministry on prayer and inner healing, and then bang, something just came, and no, it shouldn't be happening. And it took me a while to get out of the denial stage. Like, oh wow, this is really happening. Like, God, are you sure? I'm just starting. I've just started. I just realized that this is why I'm here. I'm just starting off my career, my history. Yeah, I just thought this is my purpose has just begun. And it was the same year when I did the launching of the ministry, and pastors were there, and they launched it with me, and the community too. And then that same year is like diagnosis, and I'm like, oh, okay. So where do we go from there? And so that is the shame part of things. And I had to overcome that. Actually, I didn't tell the church because I would go to the office and still do work.
Wow.
even I had one or two treatments before I told them.
Wow.
No, because I was like, one day I remember going to work and somebody came for prayer, the counseling, because I'm also a counselor, and I had to excuse myself because I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, throw up. Wow.
Because I was really sick. And I came back and we finished and all that. That was the day I thought, okay, let's just
Cut this thing.
cut this thing loose. So I told them and they were like, whoa, are you still calm? Like there's nothing. Anyway, so yeah, it's the real. The shame, the guilt, the whatever, they are real. And I don't blame anyone who wants to keep it to themselves, because now that I've experienced it too, but then again, it's just to be gentle with people, be slow with people, be patient with people who are going through this thing, because it's the real thing that happens.
Wow. Thank you. When people are diagnosed, they go through this denial stage. Did you go through that?
Yeah, the denial for me wasn't really like, oh, I don't have it, or because I'm a prayer person, then I shouldn't be having, being experiencing this. But the denial for me was that I have work to do. I don't have time.
To have time to go to.
I don't have time to be going back and forth the hospital. I don't have time
to be sitting there and be throwing up and.
In fact, when I did my my surgery, it was a Thursday, and I had planned a prayer meeting for Saturday.
Wow!
And I thought, I'm going. If you have to, I told my husband, you have to, carry me with the bed to the prayer meeting. I'm going there. I'm going to do it. And he's like, I don't think so.
I don't think I'm taking you.
I'm not doing that. So that was my own kind of, and because I felt like I have a job to do. I don't have time for all this. Who has time to be sitting at home?
Or to be waiting for chemo, or to be waiting for the next schedule, the next appointment.
Don't have time. Supposed to be doing this. So anyway, I didn't go. I delegated someone to do it, to take the lead of that, and it was done. It was done well. I didn't have to be there. So yeah, it was. So that's part of denial. Some people, their denial is that I don't have it. I'm not going for treatment, or I'm not going for whatever, But I knew the treatment was important. I knew that I had to do that, and yeah, but it was tough.
Okay, thank you, ma. I don't know if you can still remember how the diagnosis came. I just want to ask, what are those things that you felt, like maybe symptoms, so that you can tell some of the people listening or watching some of the things that they need to look out for, right? And what should they do? Should people start going for checkup, or how can you advise people?
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so back in the day, we used to live in Regina, and I was in a church there, and our pastor then just decided one time to focus on health, or physical health. And he would preach and, connect the preaching to physical well-being. And then we started talking about going for your yearly annual checkup, making sure you go to the dentist, making sure you go to the gym or to exercise, eating well, how we eat, in Nigeria, the mountain of
Kilimanjaro,
and all that. And he was, as he was preaching it, he was also doing it. Although he was a great good model for each one of us. So it was like that. And so I was, so everybody became more conscious and more paying attention on their physical health. And so that was how I was, and the encouragement was there. So that was kind of what encouraged me to go for my annual. Every year, I don't miss it. But yeah, spiritual health is great. You read the Bible, you do this and that, but physical health is as good as needed for the attention. So one time I went to I didn't have any symptom. I didn't have anything like, okay, maybe redness or whatever of the breast or whatever. But the mammogram actually revealed some things. And so they sent me for ultrasound. And so it was actually the ultrasound that revealed that there was a lump there. And at that time too, I wasn't doing my personal tests, where you check breast for lumps. But then again, actually, and they said even if I did, I may not see it because it's very kind of in an awkward place. And so anyway, so the ultrasound revealed something. And so they said they have to check if it's cancerous. And so that was when they checked it, and they said, yeah, it was. And so really, and you may not have symptoms. We can be very silent, but the most important thing that I would say to women is to check yourself well. If you know how to do the test, you check your breast, you go in a circular motion. You need to do that at least, every time. I mean, as many times a week as possible. And if you need any instructions on how to do that, you can ask your doctor or Google. There is a lot out there on YouTube that will show you how to do your self-test. And anytime there is a little thing, even if you speak a change in your breast formation or whatever, make sure you go to your doctor quickly. Because I was very, very blessed that it was very small. It was at the early stage, going very early, 0.1 something. Wow. Yeah, it was really small, and I was even surprised that they found it, and they were like, yeah, that thing can find the smallest thing in the machine. So yeah, so symptom, nothing much, but the mammogram and the ultrasound, sorry, were lifesavers.
Okay.
Wow. So yearly physical, very important.
Yes, we've been talking to people that going for checkup is very important. And in Canada, the medical checkup is cheap. It's free. So why don't you just take advantage of it? Because we believe that when something is found early, it will be easier to treat. And that is why in our community, by the time they find something, they say, oh, it has reached maybe stage 4 or something, just because people don't go for testing, right? And when you go for testing and they found something, they can easily treat it. I'll be able to prevent all this death in our community. Okay. Now, can you talk about stigma? The stigma that comes with cancer disease, the cancer diagnosis in the African community.
Yeah, like I said earlier too, the stigma has to do with that shame-based kind of culture that we come from. And it's unfortunate because, we can't avoid some things. And so why feel shame about it? It's not like you killed somebody or you committed a crime. And so sometimes we just don't want to say, oh, this thing happened to this person. and it happened that that person, or it's unheard of that something happened to me, right? And so the stigma there is just like the cultural part of things too, where you can't, it doesn't happen to me. It can happen to them out there, but not me. And so we need some kind of paradigm shift in why should it happen to someone and not you? Why do you put yourself out here and other people there? And so it can happen to anyone. It's not like, if it happens to you, then you're ready to die, or people would talk about you like, who are you? Do you know what happened to Linka? Cancer, she's going to die. Oh my God, and people do that, I know, but and that's what we try to avoid, that people will not be talking about you everywhere. Yeah, that's another stigma kind of related to why people don't want to talk about it.
It just mentioned something. When my husband was diagnosed, he got his first chemo, and he had this big, huge hiccups. I'm sure you were also there anyway. And a family came, husband and wife. They came to the room. They kind of like tiptoe. Why? Because they heard from the community that, Mr. Oladele is dead, though. Cancer has killed him. Fortunately for Mr. Oladele, for my husband, he was eating pounded yam that day. So he was eating, and this family, I think it was the husband in the front, the wife at the back. So you see them like on top of each other like this. I'm like, why are you just, I just want to see. I'm like, come in. So they came in, they saw him eating. The man said, I will have to eat with you. I was too emotional that day, I could not take the picture. I would have just taken that picture. Say, so that he said, I remember his statement. He said, I will have to eat this with you so I can tell the people that you are alive and you are eating pounded yam. I remember that statement, and I don't think that statement will go in me for a long time. So I can imagine why people don't want to talk, or maybe because in our community, when we hear about cancer, we think it's death immediately. But things are changing. The paradigm is shifting, like you said. So if you are hearing, this is my big sister, and how long have you been thriving now?
13 years. Oh, no, 15.
See, 15 years, 2007. Because I remember I couldn't come to your party or something. I just opened my shop. So 15 years, that tells you, one, the technology is really growing every day. And with prayers and support, right, we can overcome this thing. All we need to do is just get tested. If anything is found, they treat it. If nothing is found, you go to your home and start doing whatever you need to do. I do my medical this thing every year, and it's free. All you need to do is just book. And like I said before, if you do not have a doctor, please reach out to us. We have the resources to get you doctor so that you can get tested. Our website is africancancer.ca, and it's also scrolling on the screen. So my sister, 15 years. So can you tell us how you have been thriving, what you have been doing, how you have been helping and supporting people? All that are going through.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Like I said, I'm blessed, we would say lucky, but then again, it's still real. The reality that happened, the reality of going through the chemo. I always say that chemo is like this diet. It's death. But the death that brings you alive again.
Yes.
But it starts with, what are my thoughts? What thoughts am I having? with this diagnosis? What are the emotions that I'm going through? We need to identify those emotions. So like as I said, I'm a psychotherapist, so I do counseling, and what I have been doing, even from the first year after I completed my treatments, I started to go to the hospital, to Tom Baker then. In fact, people just refer people to me, like, oh, this person has this and this and that. So I will visit them in hospital because of, people in the faith. They saw how I went through mine and did a lot of things with just daily declarations over myself and being positive, and all that. And so I have those things like written down, and I would carry them and take them to visit the cancer patients in Tom Baker at that time. And then as a therapist, I started to develop a therapeutic method or ways to help cancer patients to overcome the first thing, the shock of because it's shocking, it's traumatic, and so the first shock of the trauma that you experience at the first telling that, oh yeah, you have cancer, is very, very strong in our sense, and it evokes thoughts and evokes emotions. So from there, I've developed this method, this whole technique to help people that are diagnosed, that have been diagnosed, and just helping them through these stages of the treatment, and also reassuring. I mean, who knows? Everybody has their own story. Not everybody dies. In fact, in the last little while, maybe, I don't know the statistics, but there are many, many survivors now. Even in our community, there are many survivors than dead. So,
talking to survivors today. Yeah. We are talking to survivors today, right? You are a survivor. My husband is a survivor. All the people we are talking to, they are all survivors. And we thank God, right? We thank God. Now, with every cancer patient, we also have caregivers. Can you tell me the role of a caregiver in your journey?
Yeah, so caregivers are incredible. They try to cover their own emotions about what is happening. They try not to cry with you right there. I wish my husband cried with me though. Yeah, because at the end of it, he told me, yeah, he had those moments, But then again, I mean, we're told to cry with those who cry, right? Weep with those who weep, laugh with those who laugh, and all that. And so caregivers, be okay about, letting your emotions known. At the same time, don't overdo it too, because you could be crying more than the person who is sick. Okay. But again, it's a good thing to hold it back a little bit. But the role, in terms of role, is to be there for the patient, to listen more than talking. Because a lot of times we talk too much. Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. How do you know? So the things to say are, I'm here for you. I will be here, whatever you need. I will be here to listen, and just let me know if I'm doing things that you don't want, and I will call back, or those kinds of things. Let it be their own thing, where they are making that decision about their own healing or their own treatment and their own life, because really you cannot be in their shoes. You don't know what is happening, what they're going through. Even if they say, oh, I'm in so much pain, you don't know how much pain. they're in. I always say that, like Africans, we have this grace for pain.
Yes.
If an African say, 0 to 10, the level of my pain is 7. It's 9.
If it's not 20.
4, 5. And so we have the grace, and it's okay because that's what God has given us. It's a gift, But then again, when the gift is overly used, like then you now don't feel any pain. You don't care about, then you deny that you have pain rather than saying, okay, I have pain, but I can manage it. Or this is the level of my managing the pain. And so it's a language thing, I believe. It's like, unlike if you tell me that, I know what you mean. I can actually, and that's why this group is important for us, because we understand our language. We understand the language, the thing that we really want to say that we're not saying. We understand each other. Like, okay, I'm not hungry. That means that maybe you are a little bit hungry, but you don't want to eat, and so that kind of thing. And then I'll say, okay, I know you're not hungry, but, let's have tea together. What about a little cookie,
So a meat pie.
or a little meat pie, or half a meat pie.
Yes.
Wouldn't do you any bad, And so those are the things that caregivers can do and to help.
When we started the African Cancer Support Group, you started with us from the inception, right? And can you tell us how I know it has really evolved. Started from just one idea, now it's like all over Canada or something. So can you tell us your experience? How do you think this group is going, or what advice can you give to those that are going through cancer right now?
Right. Yeah, this group has really been great. Just to put it lightly, I wish this group was there 15 years ago, specifically for the African community. And that's because at that time, there were, maybe the support wasn't there. I actually went to a group setting, like a Canadian Cancer Society group, care group, one time. And maybe I was the only Black person there. And it wasn't like, I went only once actually, and it just didn't do it for me. In a lot of ways, I can't even tell you what, but I know that the talking, the way they see things, or the way it's not, and this is not putting like, okay, dividing races, no, but then again, the race part of it is very crucial. Like I was saying, that we understand the language, each other's language. What you haven't said, I can help you say it in a way, and also the support, how, okay, we came from Africa, and if I was in Africa, I would have a lot of people around. A lot of people, like, and here I don't, and so this group helps to fill that gap, that vacuum, that, okay, aunties and uncles, they all want to be here. Your siblings want to be with you. I remember my siblings, they really wanted to be here, but they couldn't, like, okay, let's get a ticket. Within a month or two, no, it's not possible. And so it wasn't possible then. But having this there, this care group here is like your brothers, your sister, your aunties and uncles that could have helped in many different ways. And also because of the cooking, you can't cook where everything smells like somehow to you and all that. And what this care group is doing to help people to bring food to you, to help you clean your house, to bring cleaners. And, it's just amazing. There's so much my husband, my kids can do. Like, I want some things cleaned in a specific way. But if I have another woman like me that knows, how we like to do things, and she's there, she's done it perfect the way I want it, it actually gives me peace, and the peace that I need during all the treatment and my emotional turmoil and everything. It just helps, when you sit down and you're at peace in your house, because somebody has come to clean and somebody has brought some good aroma food, like man you really want, and all of that. So those things are the way that ACSG has been to the people in the community who have been diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
And and what we're doing right now is also part of it. And I know we've done quite a bit of other things where we have let our voices be heard, and the survivor party thing that was done last year was amazing. It's all part of creating the awareness, not only, beyond awareness, be there with people and having other people come and being there and listen and hearing all the testimonies and good things that we have to say. So yeah, it has really evolved from, yes, okay, let's just meet online and say, okay, this is what happened, to, wow, having this, the food, the cleaning, the talking, this whole thing, is just amazing. So I say, well done. Thank you for being a voice like this for all of us. Because I even thought that, you just nail it, a lot of times. When I think about it, I know that God brought you to this at such a time. You're like an Esther. Wow, it's true. Believe it. And because it's something that, has been on my mind. And even if something is on my mind and I'm not the one to do it, if I do it, it will flop. But if you're being chosen to do it, then you do it. And when it moves beyond. I mean, it's gone so far outside of Calgary, outside of even Canada. So, yeah, everybody has their own thing that they need to be doing. I know what I'm doing, what I need to do, so I'm not adding anything else, but we support each other. And that's the key. That's what we want.
Wow. Thank you, ma. Thank you. And if you are watching this, like my auntie said, she is a counselor, a registered counselor. So that's one of the things that we provide, we offer. When people are going through cancer, maybe you are just being diagnosed, or you are maybe in the middle of your treatment or at the end, and you need to talk to somebody. We have the service. We have people that are registered counselors, registered psychotherapists, registered mental health therapists, right? So we are there for you, not me. Mine is just to organize. God gave me that. Is just a talent. I do someone that I can organize anything, but I like to do it in the background, because there are people whom God has given that thing to that can do it, and that is why when we all come together, we'll be able to help as many. So once again, my name is Oluyinka Oladele, and what we are doing is to destigmatize cancer in the African community. So if you know anyone going through cancer or who has just been diagnosed with cancer, please reach out. African Cancer Support Group. We offer all the things that the hospital cannot offer. Some people, they spend money from their out of pockets. And most people from the African community or African origin, money can be tight. Of course, the hospital provide the cancer drugs, but there are lots of out-of-pocket expenses. And that's one of the ways that we also support people. Not a lot, but no matter how small, still helps. I say that cancer patients, they are like pregnant women that can crave anything at any time. They crave something in the morning, and in the afternoon is another thing. we don't have to provide everything, but in a little way that we can help and support, we'll be able to. And all these things that we are doing is just from our lived experience. Maybe people didn't know my mom passed of breast cancer. That was in Nigeria. She went through what I can call excruciating pain because after her mastectomy, there was no follow-up. She was sent home. And now my husband diagnosed with cancer. I'm like, is it only me? What did I do wrong? So we just need to be able to help people. And while helping them, meet them where they are, because we all have unique stories. So my auntie, as we conclude today, is there anything that you would like to share with us?
Like last
Yes.
final word.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you've heard it. You've heard it. Number one, if you're a woman and you're 40, 45, yearly physical, yearly mammogram and everything, very important. If you see a little thing, even if it's a little pain and you think you have grace for that pain, still check it out. Because your grace may be something that somebody else will cry out for, but you are not crying out because you have the grace. But check it out and see what could come out of it. Because anything that is discovered on time can be quickly treated and not extended treatment.
Thank you very much, Ma. Once again, thank you so much. And if you like to donate, you can go on our website, africancancer.ca. Tax receipt is provided instantly for your donation. This program is brought to you, to everyone, by donors like you, by people that are helping us. So no amount is too small, no amount is too much. africancancer.ca. Thank you and God bless.